So we all know that we need to be taking breaks regularly, but how often do you completely ignore the fact that you're tired, or the fact that your body's aching, or the fact that you just know you need a break? You just keep on working because our culture has taught us that the holy grail of worthiness is productivity. So how do you actually strategically schedule your breaks so that you get the most rest possible, and also so that you get the most productivity possible on the other side of that break? Well, it's so cool because the cosmos and our bodies actually tell us. Now, first and foremost, it's really important to know that when you need a break, you'll get a signal. You'll yawn, your back will start to ache, your eyes will start to get foggy, and that's the time that we often will reach for caffeine, reach for a candy bar or some chocolate to try to stimulate ourselves through the need for a break to push harder. But on the other end of that, it actually turns into a really unsustainable energy source where there will be an inevitable crash. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but it's going to happen. When you don't take care of your body will force you to take care of her eventually. So how can you get up front of that and upstream of that to take breaks strategically? Well, first of all, as women, our bodies cycle naturally. So whether you have a menstrual cycle or not, your body is still doing this because we actually work in concert with the moon, which is why some people call their menstrual cycle the moon cycle. And there are 4 key phases of the moon cycle and of your menstrual cycle, and they sync up. They're actually the same. So there is the follicular phase, which is the same as the waxing moon. So it's kind of this energy of new beginnings and springtime. Then there's the ovulation phase, or the full moon, which is the energy of kind of peak bloom and peak receptivity and peak fertility, energetically and literally. And then there's the phase of the luteal phase, or the waning moon, which is kind of wrapping things up, turning more inward. And then there's the menstrual phase and the new moon, which is the energy of rest and the dark of the moon and just really slowing down, taking a break. So what I recommend for my productivity hackers is that you actually track the moon and or your menstrual cycle in your calendar. You can actually download it right onto Google Calendar, the lunar cycle, and get some sort of period tracker app. And you mark in your calendar the couple of days around the new moon and the couple of days around your period, and actually start to pay attention to that time and plan your time so that you have less to do during that time. Revolutionary. Actually, your body will be energetically asking for a break around that time. And you'll have to try this out a little bit for yourself to know for you if it's around your period or around the new moon or maybe around another time. Here's a hot tip as an aside from my friend Gina Gomez. If you Google the moon phase that you were born under, so the date of your birthday and the lunar phase, you'll have this secret code for your energy around the new moon or the full moon. So depending on the phase of the moon you were born, if you were born, let's say, under the new moon, you'll tend to have more energy during the new moon. And if you were born around the full moon, you'll tend to have more energy around the full moon and also for the other phases. So check that out. But the key is to pay attention to your energy at the beginning of the day and say, how am I feeling today? Where am I in my cycle? Where is the moon in her cycle? And do I need a break? And then once you start to notice that every month, you will be able to plan your schedule accordingly so that you take those breaks at the right time. Because when you take a break at the time your body is needing it and at the time you energetically need it, you get way more bang for your break buck, if you will. So that break, that rest is so much more deeply restorative than if you do it at a time that your body is completely breaking down. So this is sort of preventative taking breaks. And so then also when you come back from a well-timed break, and this could be, by the way, it doesn't have to be 3 days off in the middle of the work week. This could mean during those couple of days, you just don't push yourself and maybe you go home an hour early, or maybe you shut down the computer 30 minutes before you usually would, and you don't expect so much of yourself. So it doesn't have to be like this massive dramatic thing. But when you come back after that time, when you've given yourself permission to rest, when your body's asking for rest, you will find that you have more clarity, you have more mental focus, and you have far more energy and creativity to get the job done. So when you rest strategically, you actually get a deeper renewal in a quicker amount of time, and you get more productive. So what you need to do is track your own cycle, Track the lunar cycle, pay attention to when you need a break, and when your body is asking for a break, give it to her. It's really that simple. So if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe here, like the video, and please share it if you think somebody else would find it helpful, and leave a comment and let me know, was this helpful for you, and when are you scheduling your next break? And I'll see you next time.